A very cold night. All around is snow white. And a car is pulling another car named Sierra. After a while the two cars stopped in front of a small hotel. The driver goes inside the hotel. His name is Jerry Anderson. He comes here to meet two notorious criminals named Carl and Gare. Jerry works as a salesman for his father-in-law Wade's car company. And he lives with his wife Jean and 11-year-old son. Jerry is not happy with his job. He wants to be more successful in life. He wants to establish his own business. But he does not have enough capital to do business. He approaches two notorious criminals, Carl and Gare, through Shep, a prison-turned-mechanic working in his company's workshop. They are asked by Jerry to kidnap his wife. And said to pay them $80,000. Jerry gives them a Sierra car without number plate belonging to his company to kidnap. Carl and Gare hear about Jerry kidnapping his own wife very surprised. Jerry then tells them that his father-in-law has a lot of money and that he will never pay him to do business, but he will if he hears about the kidnapping of his daughter. But Jerry shared his own business idea with his father-in-law and asked for a loan. But his father-in-law used his business idea without giving him any loan and started a new business on his own. This decision makes Jerry very angry. Jerry's father-in-law knows Jerry as an idiot. Carl and Gare kidnap Jean as planned. Back home, Jerry realizes that his wife has been kidnapped. Jerry starts the drama with a phone call to his father-in-law. And says that the kidnapper wants a ransom of $1 million. Her father-in-law Wade makes it clear that he wants to talk to his daughter. The trooper approaches Carl's window and asks for a driver's license and registration. Carl gives the trooper his driver's license, but does not have the car's vehicle registration or insurance. He then tries unsuccessfully to coolly bribe the trooper, who tells him to step out of the car. Nervously, Carl hesitates, and Jean makes a noise in the back seat. The trooper points his flashlight at Jean. Quickly, Gare reaches across Carl, grabs the trooper's hair, slams his head onto the door, pulls a pistol from the glove box, and shoots him in the head, blowing his brains out. Carl sits stunned, the trooper's blood having splattered across his face, and an angry Gare tells him to ditch the body. As Carl lifts the dead trooper by the arms, a pair of headlights starts towards them down the highway. He freezes in the lights, holding the obviously dead man in his arms by the police car. The two people in the car stare as they pass. Gare quickly climbs into the driver's seat and takes off after the other car. He is briefly puzzled when its tail lights vanish in the dark, but quickly spots the car turned over in the snow on the roadside. Gare stops and jumps out of the car. The driver is limping and trying to run across the snowy and dies. Gare then walks over to the upside-down car and looks inside, where a young woman is lying awkwardly in her upside-down seat. He leans back, aims his pistol, and shoots her. The next day, Police Chief Marge Gunderson goes to the crime scene. Who is 7 months pregnant. Marge learns from the dead cop's diary that the cop stopped the Sierra model car for the last time before he died for having no number plate. Marge also knows that, 2 nights ago 2 men in the same car arrived at a motel and had fun with 2 call girls all night. Marge goes there and meets the call girls and knows about the 2 men. And he also knew that a phone call was made from the motel to a mechanic named Shep. Marge turns up at Wade's car dealership point looking for him. Jerry gets scared when he sees a policeman. After that, he controls himself carefully. Marge asks Jerry if they have lost any Sierra model car from here. Jerry clarified that nothing happened. Shep informs Marge that no calls have been made to his phone from a motel, that he does not know the owner of a Sierra model car, and that he has always stayed away from crime since his release from prison. Carl and Gare bring Jean to a secret place. And Gare always forbids Jean to whisper. Carl calls Jerry alone to tell him that they have already killed 3 people, including the police. And the police may have fallen behind them, so he asked Jerry to pay the $8,000 as soon as possible. Jerry tells his father-in-law Wade that the kidnappers will kill Jean if the money is not paid within 24 hours. Wade began arranging money with his loyal friend. Jerry started thinking about money with great pleasure. From $1 million he is getting $8,000 very soon. But like before when again at Carl Hotel, Carl is in bed with call girl when Shep comes and beats him up a lot, because Carl's kidnapping has the police after Shep and he doesn't want to go to jail anymore. Carl is immediately excited by being beaten by Shep, phoned Jerry and asked him to come to a car park with the money now. If not, he threatens to kill Jean and Jerry and her baby. Wade hears everything from the other phone and takes the money himself to rescue his daughter. This causes trouble in Jerry's plan. So he goes with Wade's very secretly. Wade wants to see his daughter before giving money. Carl gets angry and shoots Wade. Wade shoots Carl with the revolver he carries. The bullet grazes Carl's cheek, causing Carl to become enraged and kill Wade, then ran away with the bag full of money. Jerry goes there and finds that Wade is dead. And Carl also kills the parking ticket clerk on his way out. Carl couldn't handle the greed after seeing so much money and took $8,000 from there and put the rest of the money under the ice, as if he didn't have to give Gare a share of the whole money. Carl returns to House Lake to find that Gare has been killed to Jean, because Gare was having trouble watching TV because of Jean's screaming. Carl says he has received $8,000 and asks Gare to collect his share of the money. But Gare tells Carl that has to pay the car share. Carl gets very angry after hearing this. He informs Gare that the car will be with him, he will not give his share. Because he did all the work and was also shot. Carl was about to leave when Gare came from behind, kill Carl and keep everything to himself. Meanwhile, Marge returns to the car dealership to find out about Jerry's missing Sierra model car, and to meet Wade, the owner of the company. As a result, Jerry escapes in a car, saying for see if there is a car. Then Marge goes to Gare's location after knew from one of the locals. Marge goes there and see Gare puts Carl's body into the machine and dismembering, and Jean's body lies next to it. Marge shoots Gare when she sees Gare and Gare tries to run away. Gare was captured with a gunshot wound to the leg. Then Gare tells Marge all about the kidnapping and murder. Jerry was caught a few days later at a motel. Marge solves this case. No one gets the money, which so much money. Moral of the story is greed kills people.